Evan Urbina, thanks for coming in. Took a trip to Boise, played some tennis. Tell me how it went.
Yeah, we brought two of our seniors, Kyle Garner, Luke Wolf, and then our two freshmen, Langdon Tingleaf and Matt Staten. And it was awesome seeing them play. We did a dynamic duo format, so we teamed them up, and they played a lot of teams in that region, in the mountain region, kind of Pacific Northwest. So really good competition. I was especially proud of Langdon. He worked through a lot, and I think probably had our best tournament, was really firing, hitting great shots on the last day. And one big thing we talk about going to low altitude is just problem solving. And so that's something that we'll continue to do next weekend as we head to DC.
When you talk about problem solving, is it like because the ball's coming slower or bounces not as high? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, when we play at low altitude, because here we're at high altitude, typically our shots are landing shorter in the court, and so our opponents might be able to be more offensive, and that puts us on the defensive. And you don't want to stay on defense, especially if you're an offensive type of player. So going to the net, it's a little more challenging, stuff like that. Making first serves really important. So we talked about some of those basic things, but sometimes it's just problem solving. Like if your serve isn't working, your first serve, your favorite tee serve, you've got to figure out a way. And so sometimes it's just making the next ball and kind of saying, okay, what's working today? What can I use? Where's my opponent's weakness? And using what you have that day to attack your opponent.
Army and Navy this coming weekend, as you mentioned. Do people get as fired up? I mean, everybody talks about the football game and the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. Do your guys get as fired up against service academies?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're playing under the same rules, I think they love competing against the service academies. It's a fall tournament, so it's a little bit different. We're doing a hidden duel style format. That's just so we can play over a full weekend and only use one date. And so that makes it a little bit different. It's a little bit more relaxed, I would say, than when we play Navy in the spring in February. For everyone who's listening, we want you out there. But yeah, it'll still be intense. It'll still be emotional. And I'm really looking forward to seeing our guys continue to problem solve, continue to compete. And we're just so grateful for this opportunity. It's generously provided by Bill Slanker. He's an Army grad, but actually was an Air Force tennis coach here. So he's got connections to both sides. He's really wanted to see this happen. And it's at the Army-Navy Club, and I guess it's their 100th anniversary this year. So kind of a special event. We're expecting a lot of fans out there, and I know some grads are going to be out for us. So I'm just thrilled to see them.
Fall is more individual tennis. What do you tell your guys? Because, Air Force, especially when you get into conference, is a team sport, and you're all part of the same team. But how does this part help develop them?
Yeah, you want me to give away all my secrets right now? No, I think we talk about being your best, And in the fall, sometimes the scheduling, you might have your match, and then you might be able to watch some other matches. And so I want to continue to emphasize like team first and supporting the guys. And I think our guys do a good job of that. But I think just in terms of your development, it's just identifying, okay, what did I do well? What do I need to continue to improve? What strengths do I need to continue to improve? And then what areas do I need to focus on, shore up some areas? I just call them areas to improve. Sure. And I think you don't have to be a perfect player, but I think your strengths, you want those to be the dominant play on the court. You don't want your dominant play to be weaker than your opponent's. And so that's where I really like to focus on strengths, and we do that in practice. A lot of times when we compete, it's more mental, and it's more working through things and believing in the things that you work on in practice.
Coach Urbina, thanks for the time. Good luck in DC.
Thanks so much.